Hello, Connor. This is your mom's friend, Kevin. I have been playing the piano almost since I can remember, and I have been very good friends with your mom just about as long. And she told me that you have been playing Great Balls of Fire, which is one of my favorite songs. And she said that you're interested in learning how to play it a little more the way Jerry Lee Lewis plays it. So I thought I would make this video for you to help you get started on learning how to play the left hand the way that he does. And that's probably the most difficult part. So it's a good place to start. This video is going to show you how to do it in 3 stages. And I would suggest going through each stage slowly and making sure you have each one perfected before you move on to the next one. So we'll start with the first one. And you're going to start way down here on the lowest G there is on the piano. It's the 3rd G below middle C. And all you're going to do is play a simple little pattern that starts on the G. You're going to do G, up to B, up to D, and back to B. That's it. That's what I would call a G pattern. Now, you're going to do that twice, so we'll do it again. Once you're done with that, you're going to move on to a C pattern. Okay, so you can guess we're going to start on the C. And this one is going to go C, up to E, up to G, up to A, up to B flat, and now back down. A, G, E. Okay? Now the next pattern is a D pattern. It's a shorter one like the G is. We're going to start on D, go up to F sharp, to A, back to F sharp. Alright, now we're going to move on to the C pattern, but this is a different one. It's an easier and shorter one than the other C pattern was. We're just going to start on C, go up to E, up to G, and down to E. And now you're almost done, and all we're going to do is go back to the G pattern again and do that twice, just like we did in the beginning. So there you go. That's really the crux of the song. It may not really sound like much yet, but if you can learn and learn what that pattern is and memorize it, and then move on to the other ones and take those slowly, you're really going to have no problem. It'll just take a little time, but I think you'll be able to get this without any problem. Just stay patient. So I'm going to play all those patterns again. I'm going to just string them together. There's the 2 G patterns, followed by the C pattern, followed by the D pattern, followed by the short C pattern, followed by the 2 G patterns. Okay, I'm going to let you hear what that sounds like. And there you go. That entire pattern that's made up of all those smaller ones repeats over and over throughout the song. And that's why I say it's really the crux of the song. So once you have that committed to memory and you're able to play through that pretty smoothly, and you notice, you could take a look at the fingering that I use there, but the fingering really isn't that important for that because you're going to quickly go away from playing just single notes, and we're going to do something different. So the fingering isn't going to be critical. The really important part of that is learning just what those notes are. Okay. Now into the second stage, you're going to take those same notes, but you're going to turn them into octaves. Okay, and you're going to use the notes that we played originally as the bottom of the octave. Here's the top. Here's the bottom, which was the G that we originally started with. Okay. And you're just going to do the exact same set of patterns that create that one larger one that repeats over and over throughout the song. So I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to play it with octaves. Okay, so you can see why the fingering for the single note part, stage one, really isn't important because we're going to get away from that and you're going to do these octaves, which obviously require using 5 and 1, okay? Now I went kind of a medium speed there. I would start out much more slowly and work your way up to that, and then you could even go faster than that once you get comfortable with that. The idea there is you want to get used to learning how to play those with the stretch of the octave, okay? Now, once you feel comfortable with that, you can move on to the third stage, and that's probably the most difficult one. Here you're going to take those octaves that I just played, but rather than playing them as what I call solid octaves, which is both notes at the same time, you're going to start with the bottom note of the octave, and then play the top note of the octave. Okay, I call that a broken octave. And you're going to play them all like that. So I'm just going to do the G pattern for you like that. It would be... Okay, that's one G pattern with broken octaves. You're going to want to do that for all the patterns. And I'm going to play that for you. But before I do, I want you to notice that the way I played this just now was very evenly. Okay, eventually you're going to syncopate the rhythm, which means you're going to play it unevenly. You're going to play a long note followed by a short. It's going to go long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. Okay. In the beginning, however, it's perfectly fine, and probably it's a good idea, in fact, to just play it evenly like I did. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Eventually, it's going to sound, like I said, syncopated. It'll sound something like this. Okay, that gives it kind of that rock and roll feel. But again, I would go through all the patterns nice and evenly at first. Once you do that, then you can start to try to syncopate it the way that I did, and you try to put them all together. And I'm going to do that for you now. I'm going to play, I'm going to say kind of like a medium speed here with the syncopated left hand, all with broken octaves, okay? And that's it. Now I say that's it, but I know that there's a lot of work that it takes to get up to that point. So just stay patient. You know, the way that I said, go through each stage, and within each stage, you know, work on the different things that you want to work on slowly, build the tempo up slowly, and in that final stage, you know, play it just evenly first, just to get used to the idea of all the stretches that are involved with playing broken octaves. You're going to notice when you do that, playing broken octaves that is, that it's pretty easy to go up. But when you come down, you've got this much bigger stretch here. Okay, so that's going to take a little getting used to. And that's why it's a good idea to learn it evenly before you start doing the syncopation. So I'll just leave you with the whole thing in broken octaves with the syncopation, but at a much faster speed than I previously did, and that's really going to be your end goal. But remember, it's going to take a lot of work to get up to there, but I'm sure that you can do it. That's the whole series of patterns, and that just keeps repeating over and over. I'll do one last time, and I'll go even a little faster. So there you go. Good luck with that. I'll be very curious to see how you're doing, and I'll be working on another video for you to show you how the right hand goes. Okay, good luck.